repping for the UK.
Yeah, we just getting warmed up. I appreciate y'all coming out tonight. If it sound like I just touched down, it's cause I did. Fresh from Madrid, New Carolina. You know it's where it is. For me, the jet lag, you feeling my jet swag. Rolling my fresh bag, the Gucci sit. Ain't need to prove he's rich. Let him be, so he can prove he's bitch. Cause his actions speak loud. I used to freestyling. New radios abroad, 3 hours. Now my speech power turned to an icon. My live was on the deck, so it is right down. So maybe my enemy.
And worldwide, it's DJ Ames.
This is the mother of all bailouts, and we don't see.
I hear some say bailout. I don't think it's a
this
bailout.
$700 billion bailout.
The executives of the auto companies have not been able to convince the Congress or the American people that this government bailout will be its
I think the proposal that has been made, which I don't call it, quote, bailout, but certainly is significant assistance in a number of ways, is an appropriate measure to take.
Company that got a bailout. Unless, of course, we get the bailout.
As far as how I came up with the title for the mixtape, the original title was Prequel to the Bailout Part 2, because the first mixtape that I put out was called Prequel to the Bailout, so it's going to be an extension of that. But with the state of the economy, the state of quote-unquote hip-hop, I felt that title was a bit more fitting for the second project, so I just kind of went with that. Well, as far as recording the Bailout, it was probably over a couple months span. I felt I had a lot of good material, so we went back and forth, adding songs, taking songs away, recording new songs. So I mean, it was a pretty in-depth recording process, but it was a lot of fun, and I think that we made the right decision on what songs to put on the project. It was kind of, we wanted to make sure that every different type of style was represented on the project. We wanted to make sure that there were a lot of different moods represented on the project. So with that being said, if we had 2 great songs in this category, we knew one else had to go. You know what I mean? So we wanted to make sure all that was represented. So we just kind of trimmed them and made sure, like, okay, we got one different song that goes in a total different direction than every other song on the project. So that kind of helped me in making the final decision. The prequel to the Biorhythm, it was a total different feel, a total different time in my life, a total different energy that I had going on. I think it was the first step to really taking my career to that next level. Had a lot of fun on that. The beats were different. The beats were crazy and rugged. It was very hip hop. It was just a good time creating that album. And the Bailout was a bit more refined, a bit more structured. A lot of the songs had more of an album type of structure. And to me, it's looked at upon more like an album than a mixtape in the literal sense. The Bailout came from a lot of different emotional places. You know, I would go hang out, have a good time, and come back and write a song like that for breakfast. Or I would, be going through something emotionally, relationship-wise, and write something like the Say You Will freestyle. Or just want to take over the world and drop a joint like I Want It All. So it all came from a different place emotionally. It wasn't something I just came in and just knocked it out in a week or a couple of days. It was over a period of maybe a couple months. As far as how I felt emotionally after the Bailout, I feel that a weight had been lifted. I feel that now, it's like music has always been my outlet emotionally. And not only that I was able to express that, but I think the fans will be able to connect with that more as opposed to just rapping about superficial things, throughout the whole project. Hot Since the 80s is the first song we did for the Bailout. And actually in the beginning of the song, I actually say Prequel to the Bailout Part 2. And that's how early that track was recorded. Because when I recorded that track, that was the name of the mixtape. But that was just like Johnny Quest had a beat. And I just wanted, I hadn't been in the studio in a while. And I had a lot of lyrics and a lot of stuff I wanted to get out on the mic. You know what I mean? And that was just kind of like the unleashing, open the floodgates for that whole project to begin. So as far as the I Want It All process, it started with the beat was done by Johnny Quest. He heard the sample on a commercial one late night, half sleep, finds the song, the next day does the beat, gives me the beat. Within like an hour, we have the song done. I'm very excited about the exposure that the Bailout has gotten. It's gotten the most exposure out of any project that I've ever done. You know, some of the big blogs like 57 Dab and a lot of other blogs, internet radio, and, you know, it's generating a buzz, and that's what we wanted to accomplish. Yeah, I mean, being from the Midwest, you know, there's no really label, there's no certain style, so you can't really tell where I'm coming from, which gives me the ability to go anywhere. The fact that I'm from such a unknown area, I think is in the beginning, and it's been kind of a disadvantage, but in the end I think it'll be my biggest advantage, just from the simple fact that I don't have a certain sound, because people are just like, okay, this is a clean slate, let's hear what you got. I'm able to give it to them. As far as pressure to follow up, you know, with the Bailout, I put so much pressure on myself anyway every time I step foot in the studio, so any pressure that any fan or anybody else can put on me doesn't really compare to the pressure that I put on myself. Your boy GR, man. Check me out, grkinglewis.com. Hop on there, download the prequel to the Biorhythm. Check that out. Download the Bailout. Download the Bailout UK edition, hosted by DJ Ames. Once you get full off of that, I'll be right back with that Hits in My Sleep mixtape, and then the Biorhythm coming soon. I'll let your boy follow me at grkinglewis.
I do the shit that y'all can't. That's right. Most of y'all wondering who I be. Okay. When I hit the stage, they rave and rant.
It's King Lewis on the MIC. It's King Lewis on the MIC. It's King Lewis on the MIC. It's King Lewis on the MIC.